It begins with a simple snap, that familiar sound millions recognize instantly. The crisp break of a KitKat, a moment of sweetness, comfort, and satisfaction, all wrapped in that iconic red wrapper. But behind this simple chocolate bar lies a world of craftsmanship, precision, and passion. A journey that stretches across continents, from the sun-soaked cocoa fields of West Africa to the humming, high-tech machines of one of the world's largest chocolate factories. Every single day, over 8 million KitKat bars are produced here, each one identical in taste, texture, and satisfaction. But how is that possible? How does something so ordinary become so perfectly extraordinary? This is the story of the KitKat, and the fascinating journey that turns humble ingredients into one of the world's most beloved treats. The story begins thousands of miles away, beneath the golden glow of the tropical sun. In the lush fields of West Africa, endless rows of cocoa trees sway gently in the warm breeze. Their branches are heavy with ripe, colorful pods, the source of chocolate's magic. For generations, families here have cultivated cocoa with patience and skill. The harvest begins each July, armed with long knives attached to sticks. Farmers move carefully among the trees, slicing pods from the branches with practiced precision. Each pod is precious, a small capsule of nature's treasure. When split open, the pod reveals dozens of cocoa beans wrapped in a sticky white pulp. They glisten in the sunlight, carrying the raw promise of chocolate. Every bean is handled with care. Farmers know that one careless move could damage the delicate seeds inside. Once harvested, the beans are spread out under the sun to ferment and dry, a process that transforms their flavor. Over several days, the intense tropical heat draws out the moisture, while natural fermentation develops the beans' deep, earthy aroma. Workers turn them frequently by hand, listening to the faint rustle that signals progress. By the end of the week, the beans are darker, firmer, and bursting with character. Only the best beans make it past the farmer's watchful eyes. They are packed into burlap sacks and loaded onto trucks bound for ports, the first step of a long voyage to factories around the globe. When the beans arrive at the Nestle chocolate factory, the scale is staggering. This is where nature meets technology. Each day, mountains of cocoa beans are unloaded, tested, and sorted. Quality is everything here. Before a single bean enters production, it faces a battery of inspections. Teams of specialists check for moisture content, color consistency, and scent, ensuring that every batch carries that unmistakable cocoa aroma. Even the faintest hint of imperfection can mean rejection. Once approved, the beans begin their transformation. Conveyors carry them into vast cleaning drums, rotating steel cylinders where the beans tumble gently as powerful air jets blast away dust and debris. The goal is perfection, spotless, pure cocoa ready for roasting. The roasting process is both art and science. Inside enormous rotating ovens, the beans are heated to precise temperatures. Not too hot, not too cool. Too little, and the flavor remains dull. Too much, and bitterness takes over. The timing is crucial. Every second counts. As the beans roast, the air fills with the unmistakable aroma of chocolate. Rich, nutty, intoxicating. It's a scent that seems to capture the very essence of comfort itself. When roasting ends, the beans crack open easily. Their brittle shells are removed, leaving behind pure cocoa nibs, the heart of chocolate. These nibs are fed into industrial grinders that crush them into a thick, glossy paste called cocoa liquor. It's not yet sweet, but its taste is pure and powerful. Through hydraulic presses, this paste is squeezed under enormous pressure. Golden cocoa butter flows out, leaving behind solid cakes of compressed cocoa mass, dark, aromatic discs weighing several kilograms each. These cakes are ground again into a fine powder, the base for KitKat's signature chocolate flavor. Now, the true alchemy begins. The cocoa powder is mixed with sugar, milk powder, and pure cocoa butter, each ingredient precisely measured and timed. Together, they're blended inside massive stainless steel mixers. Here, the chocolate begins to take shape, thick, velvety, and luscious. The rhythmic churn of the mixers creates a hypnotic hum, almost musical, as if the factory itself is composing a sweet symphony. Next comes one of the most important stages, conching. Huge mechanical arms continuously fold and grind the mixture, smoothing it to a microscopic level. This is where chocolate's silky texture is born. The longer the conching, the smoother the melt. Hours later, what was once a coarse paste has transformed into a flowing river of pure, glossy chocolate. But the chocolate still isn't ready. It must be tempered, heated, cooled, and reheated in precise cycles to align the cocoa butter crystals. This delicate dance ensures the chocolate will set perfectly, shiny, crisp, and smooth, with that signature snap when you break it. Now, the chocolate, the soul of KitKat, is ready. But chocolate alone isn't enough. What gives KitKat its unmistakable crunch lies in another masterpiece of engineering, the wafer. It begins simply with flour, sugar, vegetable fats, a pinch of salt, and the secret ingredient that makes the wafer light and airy, a leavening agent. Inside giant mixers, the ingredients are blended into a creamy batter. The rhythm of the paddles is steady, almost soothing, as the smooth batter takes shape. The batter flows through precise nozzles into hundreds of rectangular molds. Each receives the exact same amount, not a drop more or less. These molds glide into massive ovens heated to more than 350 degrees Fahrenheit. In mere seconds, the batter solidifies into thin, golden wafers, crisp, light, and delicate. As they emerge from the ovens, the wafers cool under streams of chilled air. Workers monitor every stage carefully, ensuring that each sheet retains its crisp texture. But there's something unusual about the next step, something few chocolate lovers know. The creamy filling that binds KitKat's wafer layers is made, in part, from recycled KitKats. Bars that don't pass visual inspection, perhaps with air bubbles or cracks, aren't wasted. They're ground into a fine chocolate paste and reused as filling between the wafer sheets. This secret process creates the unique, slightly creamy texture of KitKat's interior, a delicious blend of wafer and chocolate reborn. Now, it's time to unite the two halves of the masterpiece, the chocolate and the wafer. Long conveyor belts stretch across the factory floor. Sheets of wafers travel along the line, meeting streams of warm, melted chocolate that cascade gently over them. The chocolate envelopes each wafer layer completely, coating it in a shimmering brown sheen. Layer by layer, the structure takes form, wafer, chocolate, until the perfect balance of crisp and smooth is achieved. At the final stage, another thin wafer layer seals the bar, like a finishing touch to a symphony. Each long slab is then cooled, firmed, and sliced by sharp automated blades into perfect portions, the recognizable four-fingered KitKat bars. The cuts are swift, precise, and mesmerizing to watch. In a single second, hundreds of bars appear, identical and flawless. But not every bar earns its wrapper. Before packaging, each KitKat undergoes strict quality control. Cameras and sensors scan for imperfections, cracks, air bubbles, or uneven coatings. Any bar that doesn't meet the exacting standards is gently removed from the line, destined to become filling for future bars. The flawless ones move onward to the packaging line, a ballet of robotic precision. In seconds, robotic arms wrap each bar in shimmering foil, then slide it into the familiar red outer wrapper. The machines move with astonishing speed, yet the result is always perfect. From there, boxes of freshly wrapped KitKats are loaded onto pallets and sent to massive distribution warehouses. Every day, millions of bars make their way to stores around the world. From Tokyo to Toronto, from Karachi to London, each one carries the same irresistible taste and crunch that people have loved for generations. But KitKat isn't just a chocolate bar. It's a symbol of a simple, universal truth, the joy of taking a break. In 1958, Nestle launched a slogan that would define the brand forever. Have a break, have a KitKat. It wasn't just clever marketing. It was philosophy in a wrapper, a reminder that amid the rush of life, everyone deserves a moment to pause, breathe, and savor something sweet. The phrase became a cultural icon, translated into dozens of languages, resonating with workers, students, travelers, and dreamers alike. Every time you snap a KitKat, you're not just breaking chocolate. You're taking part in a ritual shared by millions, a tiny moment of peace in a busy world. Inside the factory, that mission continues. The hum of machines, the scent of chocolate in the air, the rhythm of precision and passion. It's all part of a global dance that has gone on for decades. From the cocoa farmers under the blazing African sun, to the engineers who fine-tune the temperature gauges and conveyor belts, to the marketers who dream up new flavors. Every person in this vast chain contributes to one small, perfect pleasure. That crispy, chocolatey bite that says break time. And though technology may evolve, faster machines, smarter systems, more sustainable sourcing, the heart of KitKat remains unchanged, a blend of human care, craftsmanship, and the timeless joy of sharing something sweet. So the next time you unwrap that familiar red bar, take a moment to think of the journey it's made. From the cocoa fields of West Africa to the precision of world-class factories. From the minds of innovators to the hands of millions who cherish it. A journey of flavor, creativity, and connection, all captured in a single snap. Because behind every KitKat, there's more than just chocolate and wafer. There's history, there's heart, and there's the universal reminder we all need now and then.